Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the IRS has started sharing sensitive taxpayer data with immigration authorities searching for undocumented migrants. And expect another cold and snowy winter. That's according to the Farmer's Almanac newest edition.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this August 12th. It is 6 o'clock this morning and time for a check of our weather with meteorologist Megan Dusmall. And it's been hot, Megan. It's been foggy, basically just the same copy-paste of this summer forecast.
Yeah, copy-paste, and today's just another one of those copy-paste days as those temperatures are on the hot side heading out the door. We're kind of looking at the upper 60s and low 70s for most folks in the region, a little bit cooler for our Virginia counties. And in terms of temperatures this afternoon, well, we'll be sitting in the upper 80s and low 90s. So it's going to be another one of those hot days. But in terms of that live pinpoint Doppler radar, we are relatively calm this morning, not seeing much fog across the region, but you'll start to notice some scattered showers as we travel more towards our southern counties. Now, it is relatively low amounts this morning, but that will continue to build throughout the day, looking at those scattered showers and storm chances, especially in the afternoon and evening hours, and another round as we head overnight and into your Wednesday. Amelia.
Tennessee State Senator Ken Yeager is now on probation after pleading no contest to DUI in Georgia. Last year, Yeager was charged with DUI, hit and run, and failing to stop at a stop sign. The court says Yeager pled no contest to DUI while the other charges were dismissed. Yeager is sentenced to 12 months probation, a fine of $750, and 40 hours of community service. His license is suspended and he must attend DUI school. The Louisville Arena Authority is investing more than $13 million in the KFC Yum Center, starting with improvements to the roof. The 250,000 square foot roof will be fully replaced and expected to be completed in December. This will not impact any U of L games or concerts. However, road closings could pop up. The renovations are part of an improvement project to celebrate the arena's 15th year in operation this October. A major announcement came from Ford yesterday morning that's bringing jobs and a major investment to Louisville's assembly plant. They introduced the Ford Universal EV production system and Ford Universal EV platform. It's a brand new way to build electric vehicles in America. Ford has redesigned the assembly line to cut costs and make production more efficient. $1.9 billion will be invested into the plant to upgrade and modernize the equipment and tech there. The move is also bringing 2,200 jobs.
This universal electric platform is Ford's bet on the future, and they're counting on Kentucky workers to make it a reality. So, Jim, I want to thank you and Ford for helping us achieve this unprecedented economic success. It takes a lot of guts and a lot of trust to make these types of generational investments.
The new manufacturing process will be a platform to build an all-new, yet-to-be-unveiled four-door midsize electric pickup truck. Ford executives say that truck will be more spacious, faster than the Mustang, and will have a starting price of $30,000. Ford's presence in Louisville dates back to 1913, when the Model T first rolled off that production line. Well, President Donald Trump has deployed hundreds of federal law enforcement to the streets of Washington, D.C., with National Guard members set to join them by the end of the week. President Donald Trump is also preparing to sit down with Russia's president in Alaska at the end of the week for what he's calling a feel-out meeting. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more from New York.
For the first time in U.S. history, police in the nation's capital are now under federal control. President Trump says he's also deploying hundreds of National Guard troops to the city this week, claiming there's a spike in violent crime.
We're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back.
But D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser pushed back with data showing crime has dropped 26% since this time last year.
While this action today is unsettling and unprecedented, I can't say that given some of the rhetoric of the past, that we're totally surprised.
White House and congressional sources say the move, which sparked protests, is expected to last 30 days. The president is also threatening to expand his crime crackdown to other U.S. cities. All this comes days before President Trump is set to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska.
I'm going to be telling him, you got to end this war. You got to end it.
The president has called Friday's summit a, quote, feel-out meeting. He says he'll be able to tell in minutes if Putin is serious about reaching a peace deal with Ukraine, though he also says a final deal can only be reached between Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky says he believes Putin plans to play up Friday's meeting as a victory, while citing new intelligence that shows Russia could be planning for more military attacks. President Trump says he plans to speak with Zelensky after his meeting with Putin. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
The Internal Revenue Service has started sharing sensitive taxpayer data with immigration authorities searching for undocumented migrants. The data sharing began this week after a push from the Trump administration. Records being shared include names, addresses, and tax data of immigrants. The information will help the Department of Homeland Security track down people it says are already facing deportation orders. Well, the Kentucky Democratic Party is launching a tour for what they call Defense of Medicaid and the Kentucky healthcare facilities workers and families who depend on it. The first stop will be Thursday in Perry County, where officials say 51% of the population gets healthcare through Medicaid. The event is scheduled for 10 o'clock Thursday morning at the First Federal Center at Hazard Community and Technical College. A controversial new feature on Instagram is allowing users to share their location. But critics say not so fast. They're worried about safety and privacy. CBS's Kelly O'Grady has more.
Instagram's newest update, it allows users to opt in to sharing their real-time or what's called the last live location. So similar to Snapchat's Snap Map, the content is visible in the Direct Messages tab. Now Meta, that's Instagram's parent company, says the map tool makes it easier to stay in touch with friends by engaging with the content they share in different locations. But there is already a backlash, with users and data experts raising concerns this update could compromise privacy and safety. Now, in a statement to CBS News, Meta said Instagram Map is off by default and your live location is never shared unless you choose to turn it on. If you do, only people you follow back or a private custom list you select can see your location. While the map feature does require user consent, any content you have proactively tagged a location in can show up on the map. So if you're concerned, here's what you need to do to stay in control of your information. Go to your Instagram direct messages, open your map settings, and ensure the location sharing option is set to no one. And I'll note, if you're a parent with supervision controls in place, you decide if your teen has access to that location sharing. Most importantly, stay vigilant. Be mindful of who you allow to follow you. For example, if you meet someone at a bar, you decide to follow each other. If you've chosen to share your location with friends in that map feature, that person can see it. It is always a good idea to leave a location before you post about it. Kelly O'Grady, CBS News, New York.
Expect another cold and snowy winter. That's according to the Farmer's Almanac's newest edition, which is now out. It forecasts that the upcoming winter season won't be quite as bone-chilling as last year. The Farmer's Almanac's editor says to expect more of an average old-fashioned winter. The Almanac predicts winter weather could stick around through April. By the way, if you're hoping for a white Christmas, the best chance of that happening is in the northern plains.
We're starting to see some rain chances picking up this morning, a trend that will continue throughout the day. Here's a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar. You'll notice as you travel more towards our southern counties, we do have those very slight chances of rain popping up right now. And that's only going to build through the next couple hours, seeing those scattered storms in the afternoon. And then we have another round of rain tonight that will lead to a rainy start for some folks tomorrow. Now, in terms of your temperatures, we're looking in the 60s and 70s this morning and the upper 80s and low 90s this afternoon. The hotter temperatures will be as you travel more towards the north, as you go towards Rowan County. In Moorhead, 90 degrees, Irvin, 90 degrees, same in Prestonsburg. So it's going to be a hot day with the hottest temperatures in the early afternoon hours. Amelia.
Well, thanks so much for joining us on Mountain News this morning at 6:09. UK's Markey Cancer Centre now has advanced surgical equipment that allows same-day lung cancer diagnosis and treatment. We've got those details.